In your daily life, you might take some supplements that promise to boost your energy or sharpen your focus. While these pills seem harmless, your kidneys are filtering everything you swallow. If you take them, these hard-working organs can get stressed or even damaged over time. And today, I'm going to show you specific vitamins and minerals that might be doing more harm than good. We will also look at why some popular choices are risky and how you can protect your health without giving up on your wellness goals entirely. How your kidneys process. Supplements. To understand why a tiny pill can cause a massive problem, we have to look at the sheer workload of your kidneys. Think of your kidneys as the most sophisticated security team in the world. Every single minute, they are scanning about 1/4 of your blood. By the time you finish reading this section, they will have already filtered several liters. Their job is to keep the VIPs, like proteins and red blood cells, in your bloodstream while tossing the trash, metabolic waste and excess chemicals, into your urine. When you swallow a supplement, it doesn't just magically disappear into your muscles or brain. It enters your digestive tract, gets broken down, and hits your bloodstream. Now, here is where the stress begins. Your kidneys possess about 1 million tiny filtering units called nephrons. Each nephron has a microscopic sieve called a glomerulus. When you take a supplement in its natural food form, say vitamin C from an orange, it comes wrapped in fiber and water, making it easy for the nephron to manage. But when you hit your system with a high-dose mega vitamin, you're essentially throwing a bucket of sand into a delicate clockwork mechanism. If the concentration of a supplement is too high, the kidneys have to work overtime, increasing the pressure within those tiny filters to force the excess out. This is known as hyperfiltration. For a healthy person, a little extra work now and then isn't a deal breaker. But if you are constantly bombarding your kidneys with high-potency powders and pills, you're asking those million little filters to run at 110% capacity 24/7. Over the years, that overtime leads to wear and tear, scarring, and a gradual drop in your kidney function that you might not even feel until it's far too late. The vitamin C paradox. We've been told since childhood that vitamin C is the holy grail of immunity. I feel a cold coming on. Take 2,000 milligrams. Want glowing skin? Take more. But here's the reality your kidneys wish you knew. Your body has a very strict velvet rope policy for vitamin C. Once you go past about 200 milligrams to 400 milligrams, your intestinal absorption drops off a cliff. Anything extra is sent straight to the kidneys to be evacuated. The real danger isn't just the vitamin C itself, it's what it turns into. As your body breaks down ascorbic acid, it produces a metabolic byproduct called oxalate. If you've ever heard of a kidney stone, you've heard of oxalate. About 80% of all kidney stones are made of calcium oxalate. When you flood your system with massive doses of vitamin C, specifically those 1,000 milligrams or 2,000 milligrams emergency packets, you are effectively skyrocketing the oxalate levels in your urine. When that oxalate meets the calcium naturally floating in your kidneys, they bond together like a magnet. They form tiny crystals that eventually grow into jagged, painful stones that can block the flow of urine and cause permanent kidney scarring. Research, including the massive health professionals' follow-up study, showed that men who took high-dose vitamin C supplements had a 41% higher risk of developing kidney stones compared to those who didn't. And if you think you're safe because you drink plenty of water, think again. The concentration of oxalate from a 1,000 milligram supplement is often more than your kidneys can safely dilute. You're essentially turning your internal filtration system into a limestone quarry, all in the name of boosting your immunity. Vitamin D and calcium vitamin D is the IT supplement of the decade. And for good reason, it helps with bone health, mood, and hormones. But vitamin D has a very powerful partner in crime, calcium. The primary job of vitamin D is to increase the amount of calcium your body absorbs from your food. Usually, this is a good thing. But when people start megadosing vitamin D, think 10,000 IU or more daily, without professional supervision, the system haywires. This leads to a condition called hypercalcemia, which is essentially having too much calcium circulating in your blood. Since your kidneys are constantly filtering your blood, all that extra calcium has to go somewhere. If the kidneys cannot eliminate it quickly enough, the calcium begins to accumulate within the kidney tissue itself. Nephrologists call this nephrocalcinosis. Imagine your soft, inflexible kidney tissue slowly becoming stony or calcified. It's exactly as bad as it sounds. These calcium deposits act like tiny pieces of grit inside a high-performance engine. They cause inflammation, they disrupt the delicate pressure balance of the nephrons, and they can lead to chronic kidney disease, CKD. The trend of D-bombing, taking massive doses of vitamin D once a week or daily, has led to a spike in cases of kidney injury. What makes this especially tricky is that the damage is silent. You don't feel your kidneys calcifying. You don't feel the grit building up. You only realize there's a problem when a routine blood test shows your kidney function has dipped. To protect yourself, you have to understand that vitamin D is a hormone, not just a vitamin. Treating it like a more is better candy is a fast track to stiff in overworked kidneys that can no longer do their primary job. Protein powders and creatine. So let's talk about the gym culture for a second. If you've ever stepped into a weight room, someone has probably shoved a tub of whey protein or a jar of creatine in your face. We're told that more protein equals more muscle, but your kidneys see that protein shake a lot differently than your biceps do. When you dump a massive amount of protein into your system, your kidneys have to shift into a high-gear state called glomerular hyperfiltration. Think of it like this. Your kidneys have these tiny, delicate pressure valves called glomeruli. Under normal conditions, they process waste at a steady, manageable pace. But when you overload on protein powders, you're basically cranking the internal pressure of those valves way up. In fact, and some studies on animal models have shown that high protein intake can spike that internal pressure by a staggering 80%. While humans might not always hit that exact number, the physiological stress is very real. You are forcing your kidneys to work at a frantic, unsustainable speed just to keep up with the nitrogen waste that protein creates. If you do this every single day for years, you're essentially redlining your kidney engine until the gaskets start to blow. Then there is the big creatine confusion that scares the life out of people during blood tests. Most doctors check your kidney health by looking at creatinine levels. Since creatine breaks down into creatinine, your lab results might come back looking like your kidneys are failing when they're actually just processing your pre-workout. This is the false positive trap. And to get a real answer, you'd need a cystatin C test, which doesn't care about your muscle mass or your supplements. But even if the test is a fake out, the physical pressure from the sheer volume of protein isn't. You're asking a tiny, bean-sized organ to handle a freight train of amino acids. And eventually, that hyperfiltration can lead to structural changes that aren't so easy to fix. It's not about quitting protein. It's about realizing that your kidneys have a speed limit for a reason. Herbal hazards. It is honestly pretty wild how we just assume that natural means safe. People see a leaf on a bottle and think it's harmless, but some of the most dangerous toxins known to your kidneys actually grow right out of the dirt. Take aristolochic acid, for example. This stuff is found in certain cleansing or weight loss herbs. And it is a total kidney killer. It doesn't just stress the organ, it causes something called irreversible fibrosis. That is basically a fancy way of saying it turns your soft, functional kidney tissue into useless scar tissue. Once that scarring happens, there is no detox in the world that can undo it. It's a permanent one-way street toward kidney issues. And yet, these herbs can still find their way into traditional blends or unregulated supplements you buy online. Then you have things like licorice root. People love it for gut health or energy, but it contains alkaloids that mess with your body's ability to handle potassium and blood pressure. When your potassium levels get out of whack because of a herbal tea, your kidneys are the ones that have to scramble to fix the chemistry before your heart starts skipping beats. And it puts them in a metabolic vice grip. And don't even get me started on uva ursi. People use it for urinary tract issues all the time, but if you take it for too long, it can cause direct damage to the tubules in your kidneys. These are the tiny pipes that move fluid through the filtration process. If those pipes get damaged by these natural chemicals, the whole system backs up. We really need to stop treating botanicals like they're just flavored water with no consequences. Your kidneys don't care if a chemical came from a lab or a forest, they just know they have to filter it. Some of these plants contain defense mechanisms designed to ward off predators. And when you concentrate those into a pill or a strong extract, you're essentially drinking a low-grade poison that targets your filtration units. And you have to be incredibly picky about what natural remedies you let past your lips, because your kidneys are the ones that have to pay the ultimate price for a natural mistake. Potassium and phosphorus overload. You've probably seen those electrolyte powders that promise to hydrate you better than water ever could. They're everywhere. But there is a silent danger lurking in the mineral world that most people completely ignore until they're in an emergency room. Let's talk about potassium first. We are told we need it for our hearts, and that's true, but your kidneys are the strict gatekeepers of how much potassium stays in your blood. If you start chugging high potassium supplements or using those salt substitutes made of potassium chloride, you are playing a very dangerous game. And if your kidneys aren't functioning at a perfect 100%, which, by the way, many people have a low GFR or reduced filtration rate and don't even know it, that potassium starts to back up. This triggers a terrifying state called hyperkalemia. This isn't just a tummy ache situation, it's a direct threat to your heart's rhythm. Your kidneys are frantically trying to dump the excess, but if the load is too high, the system just freezes. Then we have the hidden phosphorus problem. This is the one that really gets me because it's so sneaky. You'll find it in these colloidal mineral drinks or specialized health tonics. Manufacturers love phosphorus because it acts as a preservative and stabilizer, but for your kidneys, it's like trying to filter liquid sandpaper. High levels of phosphorus in your blood literally pull calcium out of your bones. And where does that calcium go? It ends up as sludge in your kidneys' delicate plumbing. It's a vicious cycle that creates a toxic environment for your nephrons. Most people focus on macros like carbs and fats, but these microminerals are the ones that can actually cause a sudden, acute kidney crisis. You aren't just hydrating when you take these, you are altering your blood chemistry in a way that requires your kidneys to be in a constant state of high alert defense. Bioavailability and fillers. Have you ever wondered why one bottle of vitamins costs $5 and another costs $50? It's not just marketing. When you buy the bargain bin stuff, you aren't just getting vitamins. You're getting a cocktail of industrial fillers that your kidneys were never designed to process. We're talking about things like magnesium stearate, silicon dioxide, and various binders that keep the pill from crumbling. While the industry calls these inert, if you have any level of kidney stress, these substances add to the solute load your body has to clear out. It's like trying to run a professional kitchen while someone keeps throwing bags of confetti into the mix. It just creates more mess to clean up. But the real horror movie detail here is heavy metal contamination. Because the supplement industry isn't regulated like the pharmaceutical world, cheap often means dirty. Laboratory testing on low-grade supplements frequently turns up traces of lead, cadmium, and even arsenic. These aren't just impurities, they are nephrotoxins. Cadmium, specifically, is a nightmare for kidneys because it has a half-life in your body of decades. Once it gets into your kidney cells, it stays there, slowly poisoning the filtration units from the inside out. Your kidneys are already working hard enough to filter your blood. They don't need the added burden of processing heavy metals and industrial glue that come with low-quality pills. When you pick a supplement, you aren't just choosing a benefit, you're choosing the purity of the waste your kidneys will eventually have to deal with. Strategic wellness. Look, I'm not telling you to throw every bottle in your cabinet into the trash. The goal here is strategic wellness, not total avoidance. The smartest move you can make right now is to stop guessing and start measuring. Everything in the kidney world revolves around your GFR, or glomerular filtration rate. This is basically the speedometer for your kidneys. Before you start a new supplement stack, you need to know that number. Why? Because a dose that is perfectly safe for a 20-year-old athlete could be toxic for someone whose GFR has slipped into the 60s or 70s. GFR-based dosing is the golden rule of nephrology. It's about tailoring your intake to what your specific filters can actually handle, rather than following the one-size-fits-all label on the back of the bottle. If you want the absolute safest route, it's the food-first philosophy. It sounds cliché, but your kidneys are designed to recognize nutrients when they're wrapped in the complex fibers and water of real food. When you get your vitamin C from a bell pepper instead of a massive pill, the absorption is slower and the waste is minimal. However, if you truly need a supplement, you should be looking for what experts call a kidney-friendly multivitamin. These are specifically formulated to leave out the troublemakers we've discussed. They usually skip the fat-soluble vitamins A and K, which can build up to toxic levels, and they keep the vitamin C at a modest level that won't turn into stones. It's about being a supplement minimalist. Instead of chasing every new trend, focus on high-quality, targeted nutrients that fill a specific gap without overloading your internal filtration plant. Your kidneys are the only ones you've got. Treat them like the high-end machinery they are. So, thanks for watching. And now do me a huge favor by pressing the like button and subscribe to the channel. We're all about uncovering the truth behind wellness trends, so stay tuned for more. What's on your mind? Tell